Recently, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, the regular Pro, and the iPhone 11 came out. Everyone goes crazy. Everyone says I need the new iPhone. I need the new iPhone. Damn it, I need that iPhone because it's the new one. Because it's the 13. They say, but why? Because it's the 13. Okay, so just for that. Today I'm here to talk to you about my iPhone 11 Pro Max. You've probably seen it in previous videos. Honestly, this iPhone, I'll tell you right now, if you came looking for the answer, it's worth it in 2022. Of course it's worth it. If you want to buy it, go ahead, it's a safe purchase. It keeps receiving iOS updates. This iPhone will continue to get updates for about 5, 6, up to 8 years. It's already gone through several. I think I started with this one on iOS 13, and now we're on iOS 15. I think I started with this one on iOS 13, and now we're on iOS 15. So just imagine that. As for the camera, it actually still has these 3 little cameras. They haven't changed the design, and we still have the notch on this phone like on the 13. So physically, there aren't major changes in functions or the camera. If you buy one or the other, only if you're super detail-oriented will you notice a difference between an iPhone 13 Pro Max and this iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's not like we're going to freak out because this one has 1 extra pixel. No, it's pretty much the same. One thing that has changed, and I have to admit it, is that the new iPhones come with more storage. The previous ones came from 60 gigabytes, up to 256. Now they start at 128, if I'm not mistaken, and that really is important. But for that very reason the iPhone 11 Pro Max came with the 128 gigabytes version as well, or the 256 gigabytes version. So if you are going to buy one of these iPhones, it is essential, extremely important, to buy a phone that has a lot of storage, because as you know, you cannot add an external SD memory to these phones. That is, you cannot add external storage, only internal storage. Apple's strategy involves making you buy iCloud storage, leading to ongoing expenses. To avoid this, get an iPhone with enough storage, like the iPhone 11 Pro Max, to prevent constant deletions. For 2022, this iPhone handles games like Free Fire smoothly, without lag or crashes, even at max settings. You don't need the latest model for a great experience. The iPhone 11 supports the latest apps and games excellently. Its memory optimization allows you to keep multiple apps open without losing progress, unlike Android. This shows you don't need the newest iPhone to enjoy Apple's ecosystem. The 2022 iPhone components are excellent for playing Free Fire without lag. Even demanding games run smoothly. The iPhone 11, released a few years ago, handles the latest games like Call of Duty Mobile at max settings. You can open and close many apps. If you have 20 apps open and then open another 20, the first 20 will resume where you left them. Many think, oh, if I buy With this iPhone 11, which came out a few years ago, you can still play the latest titles like Call of Duty Mobile and Free Fire at max settings, no problem at all. Everything works excellently. And it's not just about gaming, we also have the app side covered. You can have all the apps you can think of, open them, close them, and what I love about the iPhone, and this is why I say you don't need to buy the latest model to enjoy the Apple experience, is that its memory optimization is fantastic. Let's say you have 20 apps open and you leave them there, and then you open another 20. When you go back to those first 20, they'll return to the point where you left off. So if you left it uploading a photo, it'll still be open right there. You know this doesn't happen with Android, but we're not comparing it to Android. We're comparing it to the point where a lot of people think, oh, if I buy the iPhone 11 isn't for me. The iPhone 13 has better features. New iPhones highlight iOS updates, like iOS 15, which apply to all models. The iPhone 14's 120Hz refresh rate is nice, but not essential. The iPhone 11's 60Hz is standard. You can see the difference, but it's not crucial. Questions? Comment below, and I'll reply. Ciao. They sell iOS features, like what's coming with iOS 15, and then they say it will have new security features, marketing it with the new iPhone. This is what the iPhone 14 brings. But no, that's been around for many generations before. I mean, it gets updated and applies to all iPhones. It's something super cool about iPhones from Apple, but in their marketing, they sell it as if it were just a feature of the new iPhone. In reality, with this phone, you're going to have the same features as the new iPhone for a lower price. I mean, not more features, the same features but for less money. There is one thing that is very important, and I do envy that, but it's really not super essential. the refresh rate of the new iPhones, which is 120 Hz. This iPhone is still limited to 60 Hz, which has been the standard for a few years now. But now all the phones are coming out with 120 Hz, 90 Hz, and even more. What happens is that to the human eye, we can really see the 120 Hz. It feels very smooth. I mean, you scroll through your phone, and everything feels like it's flying. However, it's not something you're necessarily going to use in your day-to-day life. I mean, if you buy the iPhone 11 with 60 Hz, it's not like 120. Yes, you can notice the difference. I won't deny that. However, it's not something indispensable, so those were some points I touched on. If you want to ask me about anything else, just leave it in the comments, and I'll respond if you need it for something specific. Let me know if it works for that specific function you want, and I'll respond, like, look, this has this and this. Because there are a lot of things that many people will ask, and I might not have answered during the video. So leave it there, and if I need to, I'll make another video or just respond directly in the comments. Ciao ciao.